I'm going to show you a mess-free way to clean out a blockage between your marine head and your holding tank. Right here we have, a Jabsco quiet flush. It's all electric. And basically, as most of you probably know, over time, using a marine head with raw salt water, the salt water will react with the uric acid and it will slowly build up calcium chips or calcium lining on the inside of the marine hoses. In a typical system like ours, we have a 1-inch discharge. It goes out and then it meets up at the holding tank with an inch, halfway to the holding tank with an 1.5 inch hose. And one way to prevent this calcium buildup is to periodically soak your lines. Pour a gallon of vinegar in there and soak it, and that'll help break down the calcium. The vinegar is a mild acid. For bigger problems like what I had pretty serious buildup. So I pulled out the big guns and I used muriatic acid, poured a gallon in and slowly worked it through the lines. And you can actually hear it bubbling and dissolving the calcium through a chemical reaction between the base and the acid. Now what happens sometimes is I did get all the muriatic acid off. These lines are brand new, clean inside now. But as the what I call the shit chips, the calcium chips, fell off the inside of the hose, and they would pile up in areas, and then they sort of fuse together and they create a very serious blockage. And there's really no way to get rid of that blockage. Plunger won't do it, a snake won't do it. So I found myself periodically pulling it apart and trying to flush it by using a garden hose and using water pressure. Now, as long as your connections are secure, that's not an issue. So what I did here is I created a quick, easy, and 100% clean way to flush out the discharge between your Jabsco your pump and your macerator pump and going to the holding tank. So this is a Y valve, and as you know, right now in this position, it would come out of the toilet and into the holding tank. Now let's say I had a blockage and it just wasn't flushing. Now I can unscrew this cap. And in here, I've got a 3/4 inch garden hose thread, which you're all familiar with. So I would connect the hose right into here, pretend like that's a hose, and then, so the hose is in, then I would throw this valve, boom, and now the water's going from there, from the hose, out, and it'll purge that line very quickly and efficiently and cleanly, and save you a bunch of headaches getting your bathroom all dirty. Hopefully this will help somebody out. Happy sailing.